The next 12 hours are going to be awesome.
We're back on shift with the West Midlands Ambulance Service.
Put blue light on, let's have some fun.
As the paramedics take us to the heart of every medical emergency.
We're trying to treat you. Just sit still a minute.
The teams in green are back on the road in Dudley.
You're doing really well, mate. Nice and relaxed.
And are primed for action in Stoke.
Oh, crikey, there's a bit of blood in here.
Here, the crews face life and death decisions.
Open your eyes for me, darling.
We need to get you onto the ambulance so we can have a look at you.
Giving you a paramedic's eye view of every challenge.
Barry, come on, Barry.
You're not a pretty sight to go on anybody's camera.
I think you'd be my favourite patient today.
There you go.
Body-mounted cameras capture every moment as they battle around 4,000 calls each day.
Out there.
Where? I think he's going to hospital, don't you, mate?
We've got an open full injury.
Oh, God. Oh.
Showing you what goes on behind closed doors.
Hello.
You'll be on the front line with them as we take you inside the ambulance.
Here we go, Anne, okay?
Don't you think people panic? It's like, oh no, an ambulance, let's either brake or swerve. Or they park in the most dangerous places, like on a bend.
Yeah. We don't need to paint our tanks and armoured vehicles and things like that in camo colours. No, paint them yellow, cover them with blue lights. Yeah. Never see them, never see it. Never see it. Be invisible.
My driving's impeccable. I've never driven into a road sign.
Yeah, I've no idea where we actually are going. Should I just carry on in this direction or just turn around?
Yeah, I mean, if your feet get wet, then obviously you've got too far.
In Stoke, Matt Walker and Nick Griffiths have just started their first shift together.
My coping mechanisms at work is I rely heavily on my friends, my crewmates especially. I draw my sense of humour a lot of the time. I'm known for being a bit daft and funny.
How have you managed to avoid doing a shift with me for this long?
I have no idea.
You've done very well there.
I've done quite well, apparently.
Very well.
They're on their way to the first assignment.
81-year-old Frida we've got.
OK.
Unable to stand, very muddled, not understanding family.
Right, we're just pulling up.
You have reached your destination.
The crew arrive at Frida's home within 10 minutes. She's a retired gilder at a local pottery.
Hello.
He's in the back, yeah.
Roy, Frida's husband of 62 years, and her 2 daughters are with her, as well as her grandson and his friend.
Hello.
Paramedics are here.
I'm Nick. This is Matt.
The family were visiting Frida and Roy for dinner. Grandson Sam found Frida limp and confused and tried to help her into the garden for some fresh air, but she wasn't able to get there.
Frida, you okay, sweetheart? How long's she been like this?
She's been like this for about 15, 20 minutes now. It's about 10 minutes before we press the button.
She's been unwell the past few days.
Past few months. She's been collapsing the last couple of months, hasn't she?
What does she normally suffer with then? Had any strokes or anything in the past?
She's had a previous MI.
MI stands for a myocardial infarction, a heart attack. Frida has suffered 3 of these in the last 24 years, the first of which was most significant.
We could see that Frida was in quite a bad way. She was sat up on a chair, but she wasn't responding to us when we were talking to her, so this made us quite concerned.
You all right, Nan?
All right, sweetheart. We're doing some checks so we can just see quickly what's going on.
What's the blood pressure doing?
It's low, going on. So we can see we're getting it down.
Yeah.
And his legs raised. Frida, can you open your eyes for me, darling? Open your eyes, sweetheart. Just for a little bit.
We needed to move her into the ambulance quite quickly because we knew that hospital was the best place for her. She had signs of slipping into a coma, which is a state of unconsciousness.
I'm not a pretty sight, but I need you to open your eyes.
Thank you.
We need to get you onto this bed outside, OK? OK?
Come here, sweetheart.
Blood pressure up.
Come on, have a stand up for me.
Stand up, darling.
That's it, brilliant. After 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Sorry, darling.
We don't want to
We've got
maul
to
you.
get this blood pressure up, sweetie.
You have a
It's far
lie down
too low.
for me. So all we're doing here, guys, is by lying her down, lifting her legs up, it should hopefully increase the blood pressure, because the blood pressure at the moment's a little bit low.
That could be the cause of how woozy and that she is and got no energy, because it is. It is really low. Can't be doing a neuro because she's not responding enough. Right, blood pressure has come right back up now.
Okay.
139 now, Matt.
139?
Yeah, that's
Frida,
doubled.
how you feeling, sweetheart? A little bit better? Oh, that's good news.
Body chair. All right, Ducky, let's get you wide back up. That's it, you got your eyes open a bit now. You smiling? Give me a big smile.
Oh, come on, big leg. Oh.
You've got some straps on it, that's why, don't worry. Let me have a look at these lovely eyes.
We were really relieved when we got Frida onto the stretcher after we raised the legs, got her blood pressure up. We still didn't know quite what was going on, but because she came more responsive, we were able to do more neuro checks.
People's not responding. Have you got any pain now, sweetheart?
No, my legs are just numb. Oh, God.
When you hold my hands, give my hands a big squeeze. As hard as you can. Brilliant. What about if we lift them up? The thing is, it's bilateral, isn't it? It's not one-sided. I'm not happy.
No, I'm with you on that.
So we'll go straight to resource. It's just really difficult because she's not...
Because she's not fully with it. So if you want to jump onto just that seat on the left-hand side for me.
Frida's daughter Jackie will travel with her to the hospital.
We've given them a ring, they know we're coming, so we'll be going straight into resource, OK? Just because she's not responding. As far as stroke goes, everything that's going on is the same both sides, whereas stroke is normally one side. Right, so 3 heart attacks, no strokes, no mini strokes, not diabetic, any urine infections recently. And then the last sort of 3 months, did you say we've been having these collapses?
Yeah.
So difficult when it's nothing glaringly obvious. You're making me use my brain, Frida. It's not good. You've got a nice family around you as well, haven't you? Lovely. You're foxing me, though, as to what's going on. Don't like these complicated patients. We're here now, sweet.
In resus, Frida will undergo various investigations to try to get to the bottom of her concerning symptoms.
It's so frustrating when you can't just go in and go, right, it's sort of this.
Yeah.
And then you can start stripping back.
Yeah.
And I just kept looking at the ECGs, I kept looking at the oblique, and I was like, what is going on? It'd be interesting to see later, go back and actually find out what is going on. That's the problem in this job, we don't always find out, do we?
mobbing in the garden.
A what?
A pet mobbing.
Is it still there now?
I don't know, it might have flown off again.
So how can it be a pet?
Because it brought me a present.
What did it bring you a present
Bug, a moth. Brought me a bug. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's my little pet. The cat wasn't impressed, mind.
Well, it could have bought you, like, you know, cheque for £1,000 or something.
I know.
In Dudley, best friends and paramedics Ben Fletcher and Lottie Stubbs are 4 hours into their 12-hour shift.
I think because I'm used to my shift, I'm used to 6:30. Anything else really knocked it out of me. Like today we're doing a 10:10.
Oh God,
and I'm sort of looking at the time, I'm thinking, well, I either should be just starting or should be back home in bed by now.
No,
Ben is an extreme sports fan. On his days off, he's usually climbing, hiking or whitewater rafting.
Yeah, it is depressing when you see all like your regular lot going home.
As well as being a full-time paramedic, Lottie also works as a first aid volunteer.
I think shift work's fine when you've got your own routine, but as soon as you're out of sync with that, your whole body clock is out.
Their 6th job of the day comes through.
Right, then we've got a job. Going to a 34-year-old female. Oh, it says they've got nerve problems, so they've now got back, neck and head pain. But it also says, just as a little note for us, that they're in the process of changing gender. So they were male and they now like to be identified and known as a female.
Fair enough.
Let's see what we can do to get her out of pain.
The crew make their way to a local college, where their patient Sophie is a student.
Hello.
Lottie and Ben are met by the college nurse, Liz, who called the ambulance.
Sophie. Hello. So, Sophie, I'm Lottie, this is Ben. What's going on, darling? Oh, you have, yeah. I know you are. Sophie volunteers for St John Ambulance, which is also what I spend a lot of my spare time doing. I think we've both crossed paths at different events throughout the many years, so it was quite a shock to see her. What's going on then now? You look like you're in pain.
Sophie suffered a head injury 6 months ago when she collapsed at home and hit her head on a wooden chair, knocking herself unconscious for 4 hours. She's suffered from chronic neck pain ever since.
What do you give it out of 10? You give it a 10? Where is it mainly?
Straight down my neck, into my head, into my left arm.
Okay, what time did it start today?
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. And have you managed to take any pain relief?
No.
Do you think you'll be able to have a little wander to the ambulance?
Aye.
I'll get you off and have a proper look at you. Just take your time. When we first saw Sophie, she seemed like she was in quite a lot of pain, quite withdrawn. Really, we needed to find out what was going on and how we could help her. What's the pain feel like, Sophie?
Oh, shoot. It's yeah.
And does it go from your head straight down, or does it go
from my neck?
From your neck?
It started off this morning with just going to sort of my head. It's something to do with some tissue in the back of my brain or neck or something pushing down my neck.
How about I get you lying on the bed so you're a bit more comfy? And we'll see if we can sort you some pain relief and then have a trip up the hospital.
I knew you was going to say that.
I know, but we can only do so much, can't we? With Sophie's pain, obviously we wanted to get her out of it. So we made the decision to cannulate her and give her some paracetamol through an IV drip. Right, sharp scratch.
Yes.
Nice and still for me.
Sophie could have an operation to remove a small piece of bone from the base of her skull, which would help reduce the pressure on her brain, but it can be risky.
If we can get you out of pain just a little bit, it's half the battle.
And to be fair, the one thing that scares me more
Lift
so
your
than
arms up.
anything is the surgery. If they end up doing it, which is a possibility, it's going to still hurt me like this.
What is that if the surgery's unsuccessful?
If it goes wrong because of it being the top part of my neck.
Sorry, darling. Yeah, it's got a higher risk factor than your bog standard surgery.
If I end up in a wheelchair, that means this job's gone out the window.
So what job do you do? Is it first aid or?
Yeah.
Just lift this arm up for me, sweetie.
Oh, me flipping on right.
Sorry. That's not too
It's
uncomfortable, is it?
It's not you, it's my neck.
So are you fully going to transition? When do you plan for it?
Unfortunately, when it comes down to this whole transition thing, it's slow. 5 years and counting and 1 appointment every year. I probably should have been further forward, but I had suspected heart attack at one point because I had to stop the HRT and everything while they investigated what was going on. And now I'm back on, so the hormones and that, it's just slow again.
Right, let's just pop this blood pressure cuff off of you. Right here. What pain score would you give it?
Still sort of a 9.
9. Well, let's get you in now.
Sophie will be given effective pain relief and undergo further investigations.
There we go.
And the only thing with me is I've got a bit of a straight face. I don't smile much. That's my issue.
Can't help that, mate, can you?
No. It doesn't help me sometimes because we go into someone who's kicking off and I'm there like with my normal face.
Just deadpan.
Yeah, and it can come across a bit like that I'm not interested, but I am interested. And then they're like, have a go at me going, why have you got a face on you? And I'm like, mate, this is just my natural face. Like, sorry.
Stoke-based paramedics Dave Lee and Gary Williams have been working together for 4 years.
Because you work together for so long, you know, 12-hour shifts, you've got to be able to get on with the person you work with.
Oh, now here we go, another glorious day. I think this is summer today, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. If you're friendly and you get on with each other, then it puts the patient at ease, and that's a lot of what this job is all about, reassuring the patient.
Dave and Gary have received information about their next patient.
We're going to a 61-year-old female who has got pain in the right flank and has vomited. Call has come via 111. That one out of it.
Arrived below.
Mother of 2, Beverly, works as a carer in a nursing home. Her husband of 19 years, Steve, works for a distribution company and was on shift when Beverly became unwell.
Oh, is it Beverly? Hi, Bev. My name's Dave and this is Gary. Hello, Pooch. What's going on this morning, sweetheart?
I just woke up and it woke me up with this pain.
Yeah.
When I just rolled onto my back, I thought, wow, what's that? And it made me go all over sweat. So I thought I'd just been sick.
Oh, is it still there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's have your rest a minute, sweet. Okay. I'll just get it wired to the machine and have a little look at you, okay? And then I'll have a little feel around your tummy and on your flank. Is it still there now?
Yeah.
Have you taken any painkillers for it at the moment? No.
Just had a sip of water, that's all.
Okay. Pain score for me. 0, no pain. 10 is absolute agony. So by that look, 10. Okay. Where's it? Oh, is it Beverly?
Dave Lee and Gary Williams are with 61-year-old Beverly, who's suffering from severe sudden onset back pain and vomiting.
Pain score for me. 0, no pain. 10 is absolute agony. So by that look, 10. Okay.
So whereabouts is the pain? Can you just point to it for me?
It's round the back here, lower, and onto my bottom, and here, side.
Round the back?
Yeah.
Temps are at 36.9. I'm just thinking if we're vomiting, it's pointless trying to give her anything oral because she'll probably vomit it back up. Right, we'll go and get some gas and air. Okay, we'll start you off on that, and then we'll pop my little needle and give you some paracetamol through the vein. Okay.
Do you think you can come and have a sit on this sofa for us?
Lie down.
Yeah, if you can have a lie down for us.
We'll just have a little look at the tummy and stuff like that. So is it where your hand is where the worst pain is?
It's there, yeah. And then it's here.
Okay. Any pain there at all?
Yeah.
Is it just there, on the back or the front?
It's there.
Just there. All right, pop yourself on there a minute, please. Lay down, and what I want to do is just, I need to have a little listen to your tummy and have a little feel of your tummy, all right? Is it just there where I got my hand?
Yeah.
Just right there?
Yeah, and then it comes to here, that's right.
Yeah.
It comes to here.
Okay. It's definitely, definitely in the kidney area.
Kidney stone?
It's a possibility with it coming down there as well.
Kidney stones can be really, really painful. They build up in your kidneys and then they work their way through your urinary tract and you can pass them in your urine. They can be very tiny, like the grain of sand type size. And if you can pass them that way, although very, very painful, is a lot easier than having to go into hospital and potentially have surgery.
Take all that out, okay? Nice big deep breath. Every time you take a breath in, take some of that. Okay, I want to go just like that. That's it. Out through your nose. Take it out through your nose and take it I want to have 4 or 5 of them. Just get that pain under control a little bit. Is that helping at all?
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah, good. It's doing its job. Sharp scratch on 3, okay? Ready? 1, 2, 3.
The paramedics insert a cannula so they can give Beverly intravenous painkillers once she's in the ambulance.
Right, what we'll do, we'll get you on the ambulance and then we'll get you wired up for some paracetamol. All right.
Do you feel up to having a slow walk out, sweetheart, with us, if we take all this kit back?
If you start to feel faint, dizzy, or any way in towards not right, stop. Either sit down or just grab hold of me. There you go, you pop yourself on the bed. Okay. Right, so have this arm up for me. Okay, just lift it up in the air. In the next 5 or so minutes, that should start making you feel a bit better, all right?
Happy?
Yes, mate. Thing is, it's where you've got the main pain in your back. It's your kidney. It's definitely your kidney area. And the way it's all connected to your system. You can get pain around into your abdomen and down into your groin as well. You look a bit more easier than when we first seen you anyway. Yeah, you don't look in so much pain and discomfort.
It's nothing worse than pain, is it?
It's not, especially when it's that bad that it makes you sick.
At Royal Stoke Hospital, doctors will investigate whether Beverly's pain is due to kidney stones.
When we was in Spain last, I got a lad who's just become a teenager. He thought I could speak the language, and everywhere we went, it was like El Doggio, El Cafio, and after a while, he was just going, Dad.
In Stoke, paramedic Chris Babb and clinician Joel Mullen are right in the middle of what is proving to be a really busy day for the West Midlands Ambulance Service.
3,400 jobs and we're not even at 10 o'clock.
I know. That is, we're deep in now, aren't we? They'll probably be close to 4,000 jobs.
That's it. If it keeps this up to be the highest number there, isn't it? It'll be 4,000 jobs.
And it's not showing any signs of calming down as their next call comes in.
We're off to a 31-year-old gentleman with squeezing the heart.
Squeezing of the heart?
999 road, activate.
The patient is Graham. When the crew arrives, he's waiting outside his home.
Graham, is it? Great. Just take a step up on the bike there, right?
You have a sit on here for me, boss.
Yeah, have yourself a seat. Okay.
Right. What's been going on then, boss?
I've been diagnosed with anxiety in the past.
Yep.
I've experienced palpitations in the past, or what I believe are palpitations. What I haven't done before is experience about 10, 12 straight after each other. It's like somebody's reaching into my chest and just...
Okay. Have they given you any medication for the palpitations at all?
Not for the palpitations. I'm on citalopram, antidepressants apparently.
Yep.
I'm asthmatic. I've got asthma medication.
Pop your finger in there for me to start off with. We'll do some checks on you, boss, and we'll see if we can see what's going on or not going on. And hopefully put your mind at rest to start off with. What I'm going to do, I'm going to cover up the monitor screen so you can't see it.
Right.
Because if you look at that, you'll panic and you'll watch your heart rate and start messing with it.
Okay. That's fine.
Because occasionally, too much information isn't going to help you.
Palpitations can be a symptom of anxiety. They could also be a symptom of a cardiac event or a cardiac issue that a patient may have. Most people don't recognise their heart beating away, it just does it in the background. In Graham's case, he was more aware of it actually pumping away, which is not a normal sensation you'd feel day to day.
It's usually, I'm dirty, I've only just got in.
That's fine. What'd you do?
Mechanic.
So I know where to go when I need my car servicing, yeah?
Yeah, we're ready.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, make sure I don't die in the meantime.
And how do you feel now?
Frightened.
Don't be frightened. Don't worry. At the end of the day, A, we're here, B, we're looking at your heart anyway, so if there's something I'm going to tell you about it, do I look worried?
No.
There we go then. When I look worried, you can look worried.
The palpitations are all gone now then?
Yeah, as soon as I run to the 111 service, it stopped. I came outside and rang 111, got some fresh air.
Yeah, and then it started to ease a bit then. Good.
I'm frightened also because obviously my dad's had a heart attack and a quadruple bypass.
Has he?
My older brother's been had a quadruple bypass in his 40s. So, all that's in your head, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, so far your heart looks fine. Looking at what's on screen. Do your blood pressure. So we've got a scary suspicion that's going to be a little bit up.
Would you be able to tell on there if something had happened like a heart attack?
Yes and no. That for definite certainty, you'd have to have bloods done.
Right.
That's only that, and that's then at the hospital's discretion.
Right.
Because they'd look for something called troponin, which is an enzyme in your heart that only gets released when it gets damaged.
Yeah.
Thus, a heart attack. But electrically, there is absolutely nothing of any real interest going on at the moment. Normally we look for the electrical changes first. Okay.
But if something had happened 20 minutes ago, then you'd still see a trace.
Yeah, because if it's a heart attack, it doesn't go away.
Right.
you want some bad news?
Yeah, you need to shave me. Yeah, it's fine.
Definitely a ginger.
Oh, yes.
Definitely a ginger. You know you're a ginger whenever you get a ginger hair on your chest as well.
Yeah.
Definitely, mate. Yeah.
Right, top down. Sit nice and relaxed. Think of a nice sunny beach in Marbella. Try not to look at the screen. Right.
Polly.
Right. There's nothing untoward on your heart trace that screams you're having a heart attack or anything. I think it might have been your anxiety flare-up, plus some palpitations, which will then upset your anxiety more.
Yeah.
Graham's anxiety is quite severe, and it's something he deals with on a day-to-day basis. And it's something a lot of people deal with daily. And whenever you have such symptoms with anxiety, you need a lot of reassurance and to bring all them symptoms away. And so whenever we started to reassure Graham, all them symptoms started to dissipate.
The main decision is what you'd like us to do.
Yeah, if you're happy, I'm happy.
So anyone with chest pain, usually we'd advise that you go be seen at the hospital to completely rule it out 110%. But, as I said, I can't guarantee what they will or will not do.
No, of course not.
You know how you feel now, and the decision does lie with you very much.
Yeah. I don't like thinking, no, unless I'm actually on death's door.
Yeah.
I feel like I waste your time when you come out and I'm not, and there's nothing wrong with me.
Don't worry about it. If it comes back, gets worse or anything like that, just call us back.
Yeah.
Just phone us back on the 9s. The second you mention the word chest pain to 111, you'll get us regardless.
Yeah.
Right. I'm going to leave you the joy of removing the stickers.
Yeah, that's fine, I'll sort it.
And you're going to end up with some lovely razor rash.
Yeah, it's fine.
Because it was a dry shave.
It's happened before.
Aye.
Yeah, great, yes, mate. Thanks very much.
Mind your step going out there, okay?
Easy as you go, mate.
Thanks very much.
All the best. Well, Graham's seemed quite chipper actually after he saw us, and as he said, after he phoned 111, his chest discomfort, his palpitations just immediately disappeared. So it sounded very much like his anxiety.
He did look absolutely petrified for a chap.
What are we having for dinner? I don't know. I'm hoping we're going out for food. I really like going out for food. Literally all my money goes on food.
Yeah. Yeah, mine does. I bring lunch with me and I still buy food. Because I usually bring something healthy and then 4 hours in I'm like, I need cake.
Yeah.
I need chocolate.
In Dudley, Steph J and Ash Bolus have just dropped off a patient at Russell's Hall Hospital.
There's a robin.
Oh, not this bloody story again, Steph.
No, there's a robin there in the bush. It hasn't brought me a present, though.
It's not bought a That's not a rob. Where?
In the bush here in front on the dead pigs.
Steph has been a paramedic for 2 years. Ash recently completed his training and is now fully qualified.
We just got a job come through for a 52-year-old male called David, who is in heart failure and is quite confused.
It's a 10-minute journey to reach David's home. His wife Louise and son Connor are with him. Connor's younger siblings found their dad in a confused state and called Mum, who rushed home from work.
Who are we here for? Is it David?
Yeah, he was diagnosed with heart failure last week. The kids have just phoned going to work, said there was something the matter with the dad. He was really confused, and he's really, really confused.
Yeah. So in what way is he confused?
He doesn't know where he is, he doesn't know what he's doing. He says he's cold and he's red hot. I've just took 2 coats off him.
Yeah.
On this particular job, my adrenaline was pumping from the moment we walked in. When I looked at David, he looked unwell. We needed to identify whether this was infection or something else.
Ash uses a pulse oximeter to measure the oxygen level in David's blood. This will tell Ash how efficiently oxygen is being sent around his body.
Hello, hello, hello.
He's not
Let's do a couple of things.
at all.
Okay.
Let's see whether
Is
we
he
can
prone to
identify.
infections at all? Water infections, chest infections?
He's not long had pneumonia. He had
Okay.
pneumonia about, he's been into hospital about 6 weeks.
Right.
When he was in with pneumonia, they told us he got irregular heartbeat and really high blood pressure.
Yeah.
We had an appointment with a cardiologist last week and they dropped it on us that he got heart failure. And that's all they told us.
Okay. Oh, I do feel quite warm.
Just get this out. Is he on any medications?
Well, he's on loads.
Yeah.
He's on loads.
You've got a prescription or all the boxes, whichever's easiest for you. David, does anywhere hurt at all?
No.
No? No pain anywhere?
I think it's one of his heart tablets.
No, who's this lady here?
Louise.
Louise. And who's this chap here?
Oh.
Okay, good.
That's it,
Ash needs to check David's temperature.
So when did he start becoming confused? Were you with him or have you come back?
The twins,
Okay.
I've just sent him upstairs because they're only 10.
Oh, bless.
Izzy phoned me about 15 minutes ago to say
Yeah.
there was something wrong with his dad.
And had that happened suddenly and quickly?
She said it's not been that long.
It's not been that long. Okay.
He took me to work this morning.
Yeah, completely fine, completely normal.
Yeah.
39.
Eating and drinking okay?
His eating's terrible. His everything tastes just like cardboard.
Yeah.
Appetite.
And how long's that been for? Is that a new thing or has it been a while?
About 6 weeks
Okay.
now.
Set these ones off here and we'll get you up to the hospital.
The oximetry and temperature readings are not good.
Quite a temperature, it's 39 degrees. His oxygen was quite low, which is possibly why he's so confused. That can happen with an infection, so we'll take him up there, get him looked at, and see what they make of him, all right?
David had infection markers, and if left untreated, this could be serious and potentially could be life-threatening. We identified that it was red flag sepsis, so therefore we needed to get him out the house, into the ambulance and off to hospital as soon as possible.
Should we have a little seat on this black chair for me?
Come and have a sit here.
There we are, turn yourself round. There we are, sweetheart, well done.
Ready? 1, 2, 3. And lower.
With life-threatening symptoms, David needs to get to hospital urgently. The crew transfer him to the ambulance, and wife Louise comes with him.
Push up on me. There we are, my love.
We'll just shut this ramp up so we've got a bit of privacy.
David, I'd just like to pop a little needle into your arm, is that okay? Yeah? So I can give you some fluids and try and cool you down a little bit.
What we're going to do, we'll ring the hospital ahead and let them know we're coming.
Okay, thank you.
Just so we can get him seen and sorted, because his temperature's elevated quite a lot. And obviously it's showing signs of infection. Potentially this is chest infection, potentially he's got pneumonia again. Okay?
That's it, keep that still.
David will need to be cannulated so that the crew can give him fluids to try to reduce his worryingly high temperature.
Hello, Wilson's Hall, it's Delta Yankee 4595 here. Red flag sepsis alert, please.
Right, I'll assume the position.
Indeed, thank
Steph,
you.
I'll
Good
pass
to
you
go
these
when
up.
you are. I think you've got an infection in your chest. Yeah, it might be pneumonia back again. But it's something that needs to be looked at. It's making you quite unwell at the moment. Right. I'll run ahead to the hospital because I want them to see you straight away, alright? But you're okay, you're in good hands. We'll get you sorted. It's all quite warm.
They arrive at Russell's Hall Hospital 8 minutes after leaving David's home.
Right, let's get you in there then and get you sorted.
We've arrived.
Yep. So David turned out to be very poorly when we got there.
He did.
I was quite surprised by his oxygen levels. It didn't look as bad as his numbers were showing.
No.
He was compensating so well.
And that's the thing, sepsis, this is the big thing. It's a silent killer.
The children did the right thing by bringing Mum to say that he's not well. And Mum's come straight home as well.
Definitely.
Frida, who collapsed at home, underwent a series of blood tests and a CT scan in hospital, but they didn't reveal any cause. She was sent home later that day. She's since had an angiogram, which also came back inconclusive, so she's waiting for further neurological tests. Sophie, who suffers from chronic neck pain, was given strong pain relief in hospital and monitored for 4 hours. She was discharged later that day. She continues to wait for a long-term solution for her pain and is still in the process of transitioning. Beverly, who'd woken up with back pain, was found to have developed kidney stones due to a lack of hydration. She was rehydrated, given pain relief, and stayed in hospital until the stone had passed a couple of days later. She's now back at home with her husband. Graham, who suffered with anxiety so severe he felt like he was having a heart attack, is once again taking medication for his condition. A 5-week stay in hospital, he pulled through and is now back home. But he remains very ill with heart and respiratory failure.
That's the end of my 12-hour shift. Time to go to bed.
What a shame. I'm leaving Joe. Every time, Chris, every time.
Yeah, your ego trip.
Alex Jones is exploring the world of fertility and the science that helps men and women who are trying to conceive. She's also researching her own chance of having a baby at 38. Infertility and Me. Next.